Happy Halloween, everybody. Thank you for coming to my stream. It's gonna be a bit of a different atmosphere tonight. Content's gonna be the same. Basically, mediocre programming with Jetpack Compose. But tonight we might not be alone. Hope you're all having a good day. And let's see where it will take us tonight. Looking forward to exploring a bit more my design for the food app that I've been building. And we'll see where it'll lead us. Alright. So let's do this then. I'll probably change the music around in a bit, but I kind of want to keep the spooky atmosphere for a little longer. I thought it was fun. So, our food delivery app. We've been getting started on this front page, what's called the home screen in the design. And I've prepared some assets, and we will continue to build this screen. I did prepare a couple of product images and things that we can do to render these cells in the middle. I want to focus on those first, and then maybe after, if we have time, we'll attend to the cells below as well. But I think the central cells here will require a bit of work from us, so that's why I want to start there. Right, so let's go to our trusty Android Studio. We don't need Visor just yet. Okay. So let's see, what does the app look like even? I realize I do have to pull on Visor now. So this is what it looks like. We have pulled in this horizontal scrolling thing for the categories at the top. I don't have the icons ready yet for those different categories of food, but those will come eventually. And then here, in this section where it's just the placeholder text right now, that's where we are gonna create the basically the full width horizontal pager with like nice and juicy imagery and really highlighting the recommended dishes. And then below we have the other cells. Right, so what have I prepared? Let's go to our Android Studio here. We'll see how it goes. I have prepared a couple of food images. Let's see if I can open them up here. So I prepared 4 test images for different meals. I grabbed those from Unsplash and just cleaned them up in Photoshop briefly. That should do for just testing this out. Also, I got 4 different wood textures on which to place these dishes, such that when building these cells, we can basically use the background image component, and then on top we put the actual dish. Right. So that's what I'm gonna do. I will start by extending the model that we have for our dish class here, because I want to associate it with these temporary images. Like, of course, eventually they will become image URLs loaded remotely through Coil or something. But right now, I will use the resources that I have here in Drawable. Okay, so let's do image URL and make that an image asset. Let's see, I'm not sure if I need to import that still. Yeah, I think I do. And then also let us create a background URL, which of course is also an image asset. Okay. Right, and then of course it still has the description. I'll move that up here. Okay. So let's fill up the test data that we have. So we have 4 different dishes. Let's come up with a couple of names for them and then associate them with their corresponding images. So I'm gonna clean this up real quick, make it a bit nicer to work with, just putting the arguments on separate lines here. Okay, and 2 more. Actually, I only have 4 dishes, so I might as well get rid of the 5th one. All right, and also I do want to keep the creepy atmosphere in the background, but also let us put on some of that chill music on top, just for good measure. Okay, let's see how that works. I feel like it's creepier now with like the chill rolls kind of playing, and then you have like the bow on top and like the really atonal atmosphere. It's great. It's what I'm about right now. Okay. Right, so okay. Let's assign those with the actual images. So let's start with dish 1. It'll be an image resource. Oh, actually, I'm not sure I can. I probably cannot reference them like this, can I? Because this is, I think, only accessible from a composable context. Yeah, that might be true. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I was afraid of that, but okay. It's not too bad. Let's just change these to int then, I guess. Make those drawable res ints for the time being. Okay. So this is gonna be image URL, and then the background is gonna be just wood1, and I'm gonna just iterate through these real quick and then assign each of them a different kind of combination of dish and background. Okay. I'm not sure what's happening here. It's kind of frozen up here. I'm not sure what's going on. Can you please import? Okay, that's better. Right, so we have that. Okay, so this component here is basically a scrolling list, but every page, or like every item, kind of fills 100% of the width of the screen. So that makes me think of a horizontal view pager. And I think something like that exists in Compose. I don't think it's called view pager, but I think there is something like that. So let me briefly check that. Yeah, okay. I'm not sure if this is a custom component. I found a blog post. Not sure if it's an exploration or a custom implementation, but we'll see. We'll find that out shortly. So in the recommended dishes list, we have our horizontal section, and I'm not sure I need to replace that. So let's see. So this blog post talks about a thing called Pager. Let's see if I can import that from somewhere. No, that's not the one that I'm looking for. So I guess it'll have to be a custom thing. Okay, this is a fairly recent blog post, so I can assume that this is that this is fairly accurate. So I'm gonna probably copy this into the project because I'd rather get a head start here. I don't want to implement this entirely from scratch now. So where is... Not sure that there's a... Ah, okay. Oh, so this... Okay, so this also comes from a... one of the Jetpack Compose samples, so I will just copy this and put it into my project here. This is so weird with the horror atmosphere in the background. So stupid. We gotta raise the stakes, hold on. Alright, here you go. Okay, so we have that imported, and I think now I should be able to get this. Yes, okay. So I will need the help of this blog post to explain to me what I'm supposed to give to this pager. Whoops. Went back too much. Okay, there you go. Alright, so what does this have? So we have a pager state, and that's the only thing that we have to give. Off-screen limit, yeah, that's the same as the view pager that we all know. Modifier and page content. That makes sense. So this will have a trailing lambda, and I put one page here. So let's see what the pager state requires from us. So we need a clock. Well, just a clock though. So can I just remember a clock? Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I don't know where I get the... Isn't there a remember clock or something? Nope. Okay. Okay, I might need to dive into the... sample then to find out how I'm supposed to use this. And even, where do I give the list of items? Well, I guess I just iterate in here. Let's see, pager state. Okay. I'll say that they just remember a clock. Hold on, remember clock. I just saw that. Yeah, oh, there's an ambient for that. Okay, that makes sense. So ambient, no, animation clock ambient. Get the current there. And then we remember it using the clock. We remember the state of this pager state. So clock's gonna be the key, and then I'm creating the pager state with that clock. And I'm giving that here. Okay, and that should be okay. And then in here I should be... Wait, in here I should be alright to iterate over what I have and... Right. Pager, pager, pager. Where do they give the pager? Oh, whoops. Wrong window. Oh, followed podcasts. Okay. Here. Okay. All right then. Yeah, we can do that. And then in here, is there a... How does this work? They just render one... Okay. So this... Okay, so this is called multiple times, and you literally just render a single page in here. And you have access to a pager scope in here. And that should give you like the page and... Okay, gotcha. Right, so... Well, we kind of need to tell the state how many pages there are. So min page is gonna be 0, max page is gonna be dishes dot size. And I guess -1 because it's indexed, right? And then... Well, they don't do it here. It's really weird. Oh, here it is. Okay, I see it now. Okay, so I'm putting that here. And I guess this is a var, so I can update it here even. Yes. Okay, so what they do is they update the max page on every position. So with this, we should be good. Okay, and then here we render one of the pages. Now I'm not sure if this is a horizontal view pager. I hope it is. Well, what we're gonna do is I'm probably gonna do a custom layout for this. But for now, I just want a column. I want to get the item first, like the dish. I want to get the dishes at the position of, well, yeah, that basically. So this is my object, and then I will render, I'll render just the name of the dish for now. Yes. And then below it, I will render the description. I'm gonna give this padding. And also a background color. It's gonna be just red. It's just like something very obnoxious. Just wanna see if this builds and oh, no. Gotta get rid of this first. I hope I didn't break Gradle by canceling the build just now. Let's see. Looks alright so far. see. I wanna raise the suspense while we build, because we don't know if this build is gonna be our last one or not. So stupid. I'm not sure I'm gonna turn off this atmosphere stuff in the background today, because I'm having way too much fun with it. Because apparently, hold on, apparently there's like customizations, right? So I can, hold on, what does this let me do? What's this? All right. That's nice. All right, while we wait, because again, the first build is always the slowest. I mean, the others are pretty slow, but the first one is especially slow. Oh, well, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil, it's done. Okay, let's see. That looks great. It's just completely gone. Cool. Wait, I'm not sure you can see it. Okay, now you can. So it kind of disappeared. I'm not sure why, but let's find out. So, well, I guess I'm not making the pager fill its width, so I guess that must be why. So let's do that then. And I will also make this, give this a background, because I want to see if this actually fills. I'm not sure about the aspect ratio yet. I might make, just in case, I'm not sure if this pager content fills max width by default. So let's see if I have to specify that myself or not. I'm not sure the chill playlist is a good companion to this atonal. Then again, the clashing of the styles might make it even creepier. I don't know. Alright, should be close to being finished building now. Yes, okay, so let's see what this looks like now. Okay, so we do see the blue, meaning the pager fills all the content. It's a bit concerning because I do need more stuff below it and I cannot scroll this right now. Just kind of upsetting. Not sure I can do with the pager. Okay, but then again, I probably can give this just an aspect ratio here and it should be okay. So let's try just 16:9. Oh, visor, okay. It's gonna be float. Let's see if that works, because right now I cannot scroll past this and access the content below it. But even more upsetting is that I cannot see the content here. How does the sample do this? Okay, so they give it weight. Maybe I need to play around with weight also. Let's see. Padding. Background. Yeah, they might as well try weight and no aspect ratio. Okay. Oh, there's no weight? Oh, yeah, maybe. Okay, I forgot that weight only works on box, I think. Or like within a box. This modifier is available, I think. Let me copy the setup that they have here. So they have so they have a column and then there's a box inside. Weird. Huh, weird. No weight. Okay. Okay. Huh. Oh, okay. Okay, I see. I see now. So film max height. It's really, really odd. Okay, let me... just make that, and then aspect ratio. I'm just gonna copy this down here. I wanna see if this makes me able to scroll this again. Okay. So I'm also not sure if according to the design, this is supposed to like snap. It kind of looks like it should snap on one dish, and then when you swipe, then it should snap that dish in the center of the screen again. Oh, okay. Maybe we might have gotten what we wanted. So what's wrong with Visor today? There you go. It doesn't update for some reason unless I put the window in foreground. Okay, so this, yeah, that's it. And it also snaps. Perfect. It's a bit slow in snaps, but it's okay. Like I got this fling. If I fling it, then yeah, that's okay. That's all right. Cool. So I think we're ready. I think we're ready to build these cells now, which is neat. So the way I'm thinking to build this is I might do... I'm wondering if it makes sense to make this a custom layout, because we have the background, right? This table, and then the dish is put on top of it, but it kind of reaches over the top end of the wood, so it's like placed on top but like offset slightly, and the bottom edge of the dish is exactly 50% of the height of the background. So I'm thinking if it makes sense, but I might just need with constraints and just constrain the bottom edge to the center of the background. Maybe it's overkill to go custom layout here. But then again, I'm also wondering if it'll be cool when swiping to like do some kind of animation with the dish, like with the bowl, that it maybe has some sort of parallax effect or something. I'm not sure entirely. But we got the setup ready here, and it looks good. One thing that I'm kind of... The side padding on the red box needs to be bigger, because it should be aligned with explore. There should be recommended. I've totally got rid of the recommended headline, and they are not really aligned yet. So let's do that first. I want to get this back here. So recommended dish list is gonna be, well, it's a column, and the column is able to fill its entire width. And inside of it is this text, and then also the pager. Let's wait until code is cleaned up. It sure is taking its time. Okay. Cool, so we have this. This has the outer padding, inner padding. Yeah. Like with the horizontal section, I'm not gonna give the pager some padding on the sides, because if I did, then if I scrolled these items, we'd have this ugly white border on the left side. These things should be full width, like they should bleed all the way to the edges. But inside they should look nice. So okay, so this is gonna just fill max width. I don't care. I'm gonna get rid of the background here. I don't need that anymore. But here, this is where I wanna apply the padding. So this is gonna be horizontal padding from the outside, and that should be 24 dip if I remember correctly. So it is. Okay, that should be enough. Okay. So how do we lay these out? I'm thinking, let's do a box first. Let's do a box first and just give the box the background, like the wood texture. And then on top of it, we'll put a coil image. Oh, well, a regular image will do. We don't have to load it from network yet. So I'm gonna do that now. So this is a pager item. It's gonna be a box which gets all of these things. Save for the background. I don't need that anymore. Okay. And then it's also, oh, it's also clipped because we have rounded edges, and it's the same edges that these cells on the bottom have. So I'm gonna reuse the shape that I used there. Oh, I have a composable for that. Wait, okay, in that case, I'm gonna have this thing delegate to that composable function. I think that's more reasonable. Like this, and then I don't need that anymore here. This can go away. Okay. So this is 16 by 9. This is gonna be more than that though. So I'm gonna do 175. And then this moves in the box and will be aligned bottom left. Well, I might do with constraints here. So I'm not doing that just yet. So what do I have to do first? Clip first. So I'm gonna clip the rounded corners with the, I think, medium shape. It's the small shape. And then I will give it some background. Like default background color is gonna be, I don't know, secondary. Oh, actually, no. It won't have a, okay, so if this thing has a background URL, which is actually just a resource right now, then we'll emit an image here. And the image asset is gonna be image resource with that. And this will eventually be replaced with network image URL and coil image. And that should be okay already. I'm not sure if I need to give it fill max size. Just to be safe, I will. And I also need to make this, what was it again, like scale type? What is it again in Compose? Content scale, yeah. So content scale needs to be crop, or whatever's closest to crop. Okay, that is crop. Import image resource. Spell background URL correctly and we should be golden. As soon as you're ready, AS. Okay. So if we don't have a background URL, in that case, well, I kind of don't want to emit anything. However, if I don't have an image URL, then I will apply something to the modifier here. So if the background URL is null, and we don't have a background image, in these cases we will give this just a background color, hard-coded color of secondary, which is this. If you remember from last stream, this is the muted kind of dark bluish color that the designer put in this color sheet. Okay. Right. That should be okay. And then we will place another image on top here. And then modifier, the width of this thing is gonna be filled, but just 50% filled. And we will also, well, aspect ratio depends on the image itself. And now I kind of want to constrain it to the... I want to constrain its bottom edge to the center of the background image. Or like rather... maybe just to the parent, I guess? I'm not sure. So I'll keep it like that for now. We'll see how this looks like. Image resource, and then we get the dish's image URL. Oh, if we have one. Okay. Content scale is gonna be not crop, but fill. Inside. Let's try inside. And then the column for the texts will need to be bottom left aligned. I think I mentioned that already. So this should be gravity, no, alignment, bottom start should do the trick. Let's compile this. Okay, and we're done. Let's see what it looks like. Okay, here we are. Right, yeah, I forgot to constrain the thing to be center, like horizontally centered. But I do like the wood textures. Those look kind of nice already. And I sure love the food that's being presented to me right now. Okay, yeah, so basically all I need to do is horizontally center that and then give it a bit of just a slight push above the edges of the background. Maybe I will need to do a place relative. That was a scary stare down. Thanks. I hope the ambience is not too distracting. But good to see you, Blayman. Hope you're having a good day. So this thing will need to align to the top center, I suppose. And then... well, I mean, if I give this some sort of... oh no, margin doesn't exist. If I give this some sort of padding... well, is this padding though? I'm not sure. Let's see, top equals, let's say 16 dip. I'm not sure if that's gonna give us the desired result. I think I need to be more in control because I think this should be okay. Like, I think the bowl should now stick over the wood. But I really want to nail the design here, and the design kind of dictates that the bowl really needs to cut that And then just in general, because of that, the cells need to be bigger. I think in terms of size, the 50% for the bowl that I've assigned here is okay. I think 50% makes sense. But yeah, maybe we will need to make this a custom layout. Oh, let's see. I'm still a bit scared of that API, which kind of fits the... No, it's definitely not you, Blayman. Whenever Gradle is building, my machine is under a lot of load, and that's why the playback is probably very choppy. I hope it's okay if I'm not building, like if I'm just scrolling around here and typing stuff. I hope it's not too bad for you, but don't worry, it's definitely not on your end. Like my OBS on my second screen is screaming at me all the time that it's like overloaded with the stuff that it needs to do. Gradle's just so memory hungry, and Android Studio too. Okay, yeah, so center aligned and a bit of margin gets us closer. It gets us closer. It needs to be more. But I do see that the top edges aren't cornered anymore. You know what? I think I'm feeling lucky. Let's try the custom layout API. Oh man. Okay. So we have box, and then I need the custom layout only for the images, like to relatively align the images to each other. And I need to make configurable, I want to make configurable the amount of overshooting that the dish does on the top. So I'm gonna configure that here. So I'm gonna do top overshoot, I don't know, height. Let's do 32 dip. So the bowl is gonna stick over the table by 32 dp. And which layouts would you say are the least used, important in Android development? Layout class, or whatever they're called. So, Blayman, are you talking about Jetpack Compose, or are you talking about like the classic view system? Like the old world, kind of? Because depending on that, I'd have different answers. Like I'd say in terms of like the old school Android layouts, I think the least used and important, well, there's a meme answer. Okay, the old world. So the meme answer would be a class called boring layout. There's literally a class called boring layout, and it's called that because I think it doesn't do anything. It literally just puts everything inside and it just doesn't apply anything to it. But that's kind of a meme class. So a more real answer, I think, would be probably, relative layout gets a lot of bad rap. And I think certainly there aren't really many use cases anymore where it makes sense to use a relative layout today. So maybe that, because frame layout is pretty great. Frame layout is the same as box does in Compose, which just stacks stuff on top. And then linear layout, of course, gives you the like horizontally just like stacked next to each other, or like vertically. So that's pretty useful. Then we have constraint layout for everything that's more complex than that. And I think most of the time you don't need more than that. Like sometimes constraint layout might be overkill and you might do with relative layout. But if I had to choose between these four, then I'd probably say a relative layout is the least important today. Okay, so if I want to do a layout, right, then I need to give the layout composable. And then I just give it a... So here's a measure block. Wait, measure block. Wait, what about children then? Oh, this might have changed with Alpha 6. Or maybe not. It's the core component for layout. It can be used to measure and position 0 or more children. Intrinsic measurements. Yeah, I'm looking for the placeable and measurable API. Where is that? Oh, maybe hold on. So I remember this kind of pattern where you do layout and then you get it lambda, and then in that lambda you call the layout method, and then that works. But what is children then? Like this? Okay. Well, I guess you lay out... Okay, so I guess you really do it in two steps. So here, we put in the stuff that is part of the layout, so the different pieces of the layout. And then in here, I'm assuming that this is the place where I have the measurable constraints kind of thing, right? Measurable constraints? Wasn't that like a thing? Huh. Still? Oh yeah, list measurable. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, okay. And then in here you can call the layout method, isn't that right? Yes, okay. And that's what completes this block. And then you give it like... Okay, and then you give it like the width that it occupies and the height. Okay, right. So, well, I guess so we have two pieces for my custom layout. We have the background image and we have the dish image. So let's just put these on top of each other. Not sure if I need to key them. I think emitting them like that should be enough. I do have the nullability though. Let's assume that I don't. Because I want to make sure that I have two images here at all times. Right. Okay, in that case I don't need this anymore. Okay. So this doesn't have padding. Fill max size. Well, I'm not sure if I need that anymore. And I'm also not sure I need this anymore. Like, I'm in charge of how I align this thing. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's see. Okay. So in here, from the measurables, I can now grab the background and the image like this. Because I'm emitting two children up here. that means that this list down here gets these two items in order as well. So now I can pretty much measure the background, and I give it the constraints that I have. And the constraints are basically like take as much width as you need. I'm gonna get rid of the aspect ratio here. And I mean, height can be as much as is needed, really. I might need to measure the image first, not the background. So I'm gonna measure the image here. So I have the image placeable, where I measure the image with constraints. So I'm gonna say that the image gets 50% of, well, how do I do that? Like 50% of the parent, pretty much, which is, I guess, so the min width is, like, I'm gonna do times 0.5. The max width is also gonna be that. What? Oh, I didn't know that. Well, integer division it is. And then for the height, well, it really can be as tall as it likes, as it wants to be, given the width that it has. So I'm not sure I'm gonna constrain the width of this. So now I have measured the image and I know how tall it's gonna be. It doesn't matter how wide it's gonna be, but I need to know how tall it's gonna be. And the background, so I'm gonna make a comment here so I don't forget. Measure image first, so that the background can lay itself out correctly. Comment doesn't really help much, but I might revise it later. So the background placeable is gonna be, so min width isn't constrained. It can be as wide as it wants to be, but the height is constrained. So the minimum height is gonna be well, it has to be twice. Well, it's not twice, but if we look at our image again, so like I'm looking for the height of this table image pretty much. We know that the bowl dictates the height to some extent, but it's not double the height of this image. It's like double the height and then subtract the part that sticks out of the table. I gotta divide that twice too, I think. So I guess what I'm looking for is the height of the image, subtract the stuff that should stick above the table, and then that resulting value, multiply that by 2. I think that's the calculation here. So let's see. So I have image placeable. I can ask that for its height. I subtract the overshoot, and then whatever the result is, I multiply that by 2. And I will need to coerce that to be, like it can't go beyond the max height that I'm giving it. Right, so that's a long line. and coerce at most should work. Oh, this is Kotlin after all. I think that should work. Wait, what? Oh, yes, of course. So this is a DP value, and I think I need to convert that to int px, to pixels. So let's do background height. Gonna refactor that because I need that calculation twice. That line is very long. And then background height. And background height, I force it to that height. Okay, and then I've placed it. The width is gonna be just the maximum width that I am allowed to have. And the height is gonna be the overshoot height plus the background height. That's gonna be the total height of this cell. And then I have another lambda in here, I think. And in here I get to actually put the stuff in the... Oh. Dang it. This again, px is required here. Right, and then that gets the px value, and that should be okay. And then in here is where I finally get the say in where I put this stuff. So I say, I place the background first. So I'm gonna place, do I do it like this? No, I think I do it like this. Background placeable, place relative. And then I'm not gonna offset it horizontally, but I am gonna offset it vertically. I'm gonna put it down so that the top overshoot px, there's like space above. Cool. And then I'm gonna place the image on top of it. And I'm gonna place that relative so that well, yeah, basically I'm gonna center it horizontally. So I'm gonna take the constraints, or like actually, do I have some way of knowing how wide I'm gonna be? Yes, I have width. Maybe I can use width here. So width divided by 2. Does that work? No. Placement scope. Oh, parent width. Perfect. Okay. Keeps the parent layout. Yeah, okay. So it's parent width then. So parent width divided by 2 minus the image placeables width divided by 2. Like the basic calculation to offset something centered. Oh, cannot access parent width. Dang it. Okay. Just as I thought that I was smart. Well. Okay, we have measured width, but that's also an internal value, so I can't. Well, okay then. I am gonna use the constraints then to get this value. I'm not sure if that's the intended way, but it's whatever. And then height is gonna be 0, so that thing is gonna be at the very top, but it should be centered. What's it complaining about? What? Excuse me? Yeah, I'm looking for the int version. What's wrong? Oh, I think the parameters are not called width height. They're probably called XY. And that is why. Bars. Yeah, that's better. Okay. I think that's all I need to do. And there's a let's say 95% chance that that is not gonna look correct the first try. So let's review. So we have a box. We need the box because we also need to place text around, and box makes that easier, I think. Well, unless... Well, whatever. For now, I keep box, so... We have padding, clip... Nothing here gives some sort of indication of desired height, so I'm a bit worried, but this layout here... This layout here should be okay. Well, let's compile. Not sure. Alright. Okay, let's see. You're looking at it the same instance as I do. Let's go. Oh wow, that doesn't look too terrible. Like that could have been way worse. Like it's not correct. But it doesn't look horrible. Okay, I immediately see why the top of the background image is still cut off. Like the corners aren't working on the top. But that makes sense. It's weird that the placement of the image wouldn't... Like it's cut off at the top, the dish is. And also the height calculation doesn't work. Huh, well. Okay, so first thing that's really easy to fix, I think, is gonna be have to move the clip onto the background image because it's the thing that needs to clip, not its parent. So that's one. I don't think I need this modifier on the image itself anymore. And I'm not sure I need this anymore, so I'm gonna get rid of it too. Whoops. Okay, so it is measuring. Maybe the max height constraint is a bit weird. Okay, I'm gonna do a couple of just really tacky log statements here. I wanna see image placeable is gonna be that. Then I wanna convert this real quick just to see how many pixels this is. and want to see what comes out of this calculation. And the constraints should be okay, yeah. Huh. This is gonna be placed at the very top left. And this is gonna be... Well, I'm assuming place relative looks for the top left corner, right? Or like, yeah, okay, in a right to left layout, it's gonna be the top right corner, but it's gonna be the start direction is what I'm saying. Okay, well. Let's try again. I'm not sure. But that's why we have logs, right? Okay. Let's find out. What did I change? I feel like I added 3 log lines and now it works. I mean, the height is still not enough, but for some reason the image is not cut off anymore. But I'm not sure what I did to like fix that. Huh. Wait, what? That's really odd. Okay, so let's consult the logs. So we have image placeables, 477 by 478. It makes sense, it's like a square image. Overshoot is 84. And that means that supposedly the background should be 648 pixels. So if I have the 478, I take the 80 something from the top. So that gives me like 390-ish. But then if I multiply that by 2, it's like 780, right? So let's kind of do the math, or rather, let's have the calculator do the math for us. So if I take this height and okay. So if I take this height and I remove the overshoot and then I multiply that by 2, it's 788. And I guess this is more than the constraints allow us right now, because I guess because this aspect ratio doesn't give us more. I wonder if I remove this constraint from the pager, like from the very outside composable, that should basically be wrap content, right? If I don't say, okay, fill max width and make it 16 by 9, then I think the max constraint should be however tall you like, I don't care. And then I think my custom layout should be like, okay, well then I'm gonna do 788 because that's how much I need. I don't need more, but I don't need less. So let's see if that works. Well, it's not done yet, but yeah, now it is. Okay. Dang it. Okay. Okay, so now it's completely gone. But it had to do with this aspect ratio. In that case, I'm a bit anxious to say fill max size here. Because I kind of don't want it to fill max size. I want to give it the option to. I want to say be as tall as you like, but please don't be taller. Let's see what happens if I give fill max size. Maybe it will take just how much, just as much as it needs. Let's see. No, still the same. It's weird. Okay, what do the logs say? Yeah, same thing. Okay, so unless I explicitly give it a height through, I don't know, aspect ratio, for instance, unless I do that, it won't do anything. So there's nothing like wrap content. Oh, there is wrap content height. Allow the content to measure at its desired height without regard for the incoming measurement. And if unbounded is true, also without regard for the incoming measurement maximum height constraint. I'm not sure if this is gonna help us, but it's the closest thing that I can think of right now. I might have a problem with this box. Maybe the box should be more egregious about the size that it wants to occupy. Maybe I need to put the wrap content height on here as opposed to on the pager. But we'll see, we'll see. I want to check that first, and then I have another avenue to explore if this still doesn't work. So let's see. Nope. Same result. Okay. So let's move this thing here. And try again. Alright. Still nothing. Damn. Huh. Why would it not? I'm afraid it might be time for ugly background colors again, because I do need to check how far this thing obeys me. So let's give the pager a green, let's give the box a red, and let's give the custom layout a blue. Okay, let's find out. Interesting. So the pager again fills the entire height. Okay, I'm not sure if this is like a flaw in this pager thing that I'm pulling in from the samples. I might need to give this some actual height. But I think... Well, hold on. So this worked when I had aspect ratio here. But I don't want to give it aspect ratio. I don't want to fix its height. I don't want to... Maybe I give it a preferred height. Will that work? Because... declare preferred height to be exactly blah. The incoming measurement may overwrite, forcing the content to be either smaller or larger. For a modifier that sets the height regardless of the constraints, use this thing. Preferred height in. Yeah, I'm trying out this thing. Just gonna give a random value here. I just want to see what this feels like, what this looks like on the screen. Like worst case, I can also adjust the aspect ratio to not be 16:9, but it's gotta be a bit taller. The worst case, I'm gonna make it like almost square or something. Right. So what do we have now? Okay. That is the height that I was looking for. Interestingly, the red, which is the box. Oh, what is going on, Visor? It really is like it's like a bratty teenager today. I need to click on it in order to refresh it. It's really annoying. Okay, so this is the height that I wanted. Interestingly, the red, which is the box, like the outer box, is smaller. Like it's not as tall as the blue, which is its custom layout child. And that's a bit concerning to me. So I'm trying wrap content height here because I'm afraid that this might interfere with the next stuff in the layout, right? The popular offer kind of thing, that thing below here. Because I don't want that to interfere. But yeah, other than that, the layout looks good. Like we have the plate, and I think comparing that with the design, 32 dip of overshooting looks to be correct. Might be a bit too much actually. Maybe I'm gonna try 24 for this compilation. So I'm trying a lesser value here, and I'm trying wrap content height on my oh, I'm not sure which one I added it to now. I think I added it to this one. Also not sure I need it here, but we'll see. Okay, this looks unchanged. I'm gonna live with this for the time being. So wrap content height did not seem to have done anything. So removing it here and there before trying again without the ugly colored boxes, and I think we should be okay for these. And then we can go on to style the text and give it a button to like try, basically navigate to that dishes detail page. Oh, I forgot the green. Whoops. But yeah, no change compared to before. All right, cool. Yeah, let's take this opportunity to style the text, because there is text here, but you can barely see it because it's gray on wood. I mean, I think you can see it the best here, but even then, I'm assuming that the stream quality won't be high enough to actually make out the text here. It says chicken salad, which is, one, it's wrong compared to this image, but also you can't read it. So let's attend to that. I'm gonna remove my log statements here. Custom layout. And then here, this column is already laid out to the bottom left, which is correct. Well, it's kind of correct. I wonder if I should be using width constraints inside this this layout here. Not yet, but I might. So I forgot in this column, I forgot the button that says try it on it. So this is my first button component in this file. It needs an on click. Doesn't do anything for the time being. And in here, well, we have an outlined, like an outline button. So I guess I need to style this. But let's see what the default one looks like. So it says try it. Yeah. There's like padding. There's like padding here too. So modifier, get some padding. Let's do vertical 8 dp. And then here, this one will get a different style. And I think this is the same style as the different section headers have, but it's in white. So what did I use here? Is it H2, H3? What did I use for recommended? H2, okay. H2 it is then. Right, so what I'm also gonna do is, I'm hoping that this works, but I think it does. If I put a surface here, I believe that should make these texts white by default, because it makes the texts use the, like, it makes them context aware, in the sense that they know to use a specific color from the theme, and it should be the on-surface color, which should be white. Where is it here? On-surface is, oh, it's actually dark gray. Dang it. I'm not sure. I might get away with just changing that to white. Let's see. And does this work now? Okay, compiles anyway. Right, let's see. Oh. All right. We have a crash. What is this about? Well, it's gotta be about the surface, but we'll see. Oh, thanks, Lockcat. That's very helpful. Okay, it's dumping everything. Okay, I think, yeah, it's done. Okay, what do we have? What the hell? Surface can only have one direct measurable child. Oh, okay. I need to switch the order here. I think I made that same mistake in my travel app too. I might have. Alright, as soon as it styles my imports here and my like indentation, let's try this again. Okay, let's see. Okay, so it doesn't crash anymore. And okay, I see what's happening here. So it uses the surface color, which is white. Uses the on-surface color, which is oddly not white, and even though I said that it should be. It's weird. And then we have the try it button, which is not styled correctly. I wonder if there's like an outline button, or maybe I have to write that myself. Okay, let's move this back. Okay, I'm not gonna bother with surface here. I'm going to give these texts the color that they deserve manually, which is white here and white here. Alignment should be fixed by doing that too. There's gonna be padding here, so this column will need some. The texts themselves are okay. Do I use the typeface already? No, I don't, huh? Okay. We might do that too before I close for the day, but I got a couple more things I want to check here. So this button, right? How do I make this outlined? With border. First up, is there an outline button? Yes. So one thing I'm noticing is the try it button does not have unnecessary padding in my version here. However, in the design, it's supposed to like have a minimum width, and I wanna acknowledge that fact by saying, well, I guess I can try the preferred width here. Maybe if I just say to it, hey, your preferred width is gonna be larger than this text, but please be as just that size. If you need to be larger, that's fine, but you should have this width if you can. So I don't know. Let's do something very aggressive so that I know that it works. Okay, one more try. Okay. Oh, okay. That's not an outline button. That's weird. How's that outlined? Okay, but the preferred width does work. Of course, it's too much, but it works. That's great. I wonder why the padding is so inconsistent here, even though I say vertical should be 8 dips. Looks like it's much more above the "it's good" text. as opposed to below it. It's weird. But it could be... Like top is okay. Bottom should be more. Okay, yeah, that is not an outline button at all. And it's too... So what does outline button do? Okay, so by default it has the surface color. I kind of want to make the surface transparent, honestly. I'm not sure it serves me any... It gives me anything. Not sure I can do that, but I'm trying. And that should remove the... Because that's the white that we're seeing here. The whiteness of this button is due to the fact that surface color is white. So I'm gonna do that in conjunction with a border, and I hope that this should give us what we want. So if I go border stroke, it's not a hairline in the design, so let's see, it's probably gonna be color and thickness. Yeah. I'm going to try 2 dp of primary color. I want to see what that looks like. I also see content padding, which is interesting. Might be an alternative to the modifier. Let's try it. What's this? Padding values? Yeah, I remember those. They're a bit weird. So start 16. No, more. 32. End 32. Alright, play. Alright, let's see what this looks like. Oh. It's like accidental dark mode enabled. I kind of love it, honestly. I kind of dig it. It looks really cool. But okay, I suppose that we do need the surface color. Oh, yeah. Okay, obviously we do, because I think I wrap the entire main activity in a surface, don't I? Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Well, and I guess that is why the button used that color. Maybe? So if I don't do that, then restore the color of the surface. Okay, that should be okay. The button itself looks good now. I like it. I don't really necessarily like the placement of this text. In the design, it looks more purposeful. In the design, it looks like above the Noodles Varga text. That's the same distance to the bottom edge of the bowl. That is the same distance as the bottom padding. Right now on our app, it's literally just its bottom left alignment, and then however much space you need, just take it. But it should be centered within that space. And you can do that with constraints, and I'm really tempted to do that. But I want to see this surface shenanigans first. So I'm not going to change anything about the outline button. Just going to recompile with the surface removed. All right. Interesting. Okay, I do need this surface then. And also the button is back to white. All right, so I do need the surface around, so such that the home screen has the correct background color and the texts on top of them have the correct color as well. Okay, well, in that case, I will do something to this button, hopefully, to update its color. Well, there's colors, but I don't want to copy everything. I just want this thing to be transparent. Is there a method for this? No. Okay. Wait, so here the default text button colors define the background to be transparent. So can I just use a text button? I mean, I do have the border regardless. Maybe that's the composable I want then. Text button. I don't know. Let's see. Do I want to change anything else before compiling? No, I don't think so. And then I'm gonna attend to the with constraints API. It's not the smoothest experience scrolling through this. I wonder if this calculation here is particularly like heavyweight. It does jitter a bit. I wonder why. Alright, it's back to looking. It's back to looking the way it should. I'm glad. And text button seems to be what I wanted. Here it is. I can click it. It responds with a ripple. Looks good. So about this styling. I want these to be vertically centered between like 50% of the wood and the bottom. How do I do that? I know that there's the with constraints API. However, I'm not sure, like I can't reference this background image because it's not on the same like level of the hierarchy as the texts. I think I need to wrap this entire thing in with constraints. I wonder if this is like super super in-performant what I'm doing here. Alright, give me my with constraints API. Where is it? Hello? Did they remove it? No. Okay. So, with constraints. In here I can now use the with constraints scope. Okay. A composable that defines its own content according to the available space, based on the incoming constraints or the current layout direction. Alright, I'm not sure if it will work with my custom layouts, but well, we'll see. Okay, so I have never used this before, so I'll try using it now. I think you need to create some sort of key or something, like you need to be able to reference these things later, but I don't know how I'm doing that. So Google it is. Okay, so here's a blog post that's a bit older. It's from this May. Go on, please tell me how I make these keys. Well. Alright, I'm gonna have to explore this myself. I don't know. That blog post didn't yield any information that I deemed immediately useful to me. Let's see. Okay, so this just gives me access to the constraints, which doesn't really help me. how do I... Wait. I thought this thing was called with constraints, but oh, well, I guess not. I'm not sure if I need this. I thought with constraints was the same thing. Constraint layout scope. Yeah, create ref. Here we go. Okay, well, that is what I need then. Okay, so we have the back, like, we have like the, yeah, I guess the background ref, and then we have the text ref, text container ref. And those are create refs. And these are like marker objects that I can use to align these things together. Okay, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. And padding I will give, but only to the start. Okay, so how do I use this then? Okay, I'm looking through the Jetpack compose pathway because they have something. Okay, they have something on constraint layout as well. Okay, so there's a modifier. Obviously there is. There always is. And this modifier is called constrain as. And I give it the reference. So this I'm constraining as the text container ref. And this I'm constraining as the background ref. So I'm linking these together now. And here I say top of this is gonna link to the parent top, and then the start, I guess, link to parent start. And that together with fill max width should do the trick. So here I say well, here I kind of say, is there guidelines? Let's see, so I want to link the top of this to, let's see, what can I do with this? Let's just link to, link to parent. Oh, what was that? Okay. Center to. That's not right though. Is there guidelines in this version of constraint layout? Okay, there is. So I have center guideline, and that is create guideline from top. Fraction 0.5. Now it just feels like I'm writing a constraint layout, which is kind of comforting in a way. So I will link the top of this text container to that guideline. And I will link the bottom of this to the parent's bottom. And that should put it right in the middle, between the 50% mark of the parent and the bottom. I don't know. Let's see. Oh god. What is happening? Where'd my text go? Okay, yeah, I have no idea if that's like a constraint layout bug or if I'm not using this correctly, but that is concerning. Alright, I know I'm pretty quick to do this, but I'm gonna get rid of constraint layout here. I don't mind this being a bit off for now, so I will reinstate the alignment of the text container to be bottom start, I think it was, and then bottom is gonna be 8 dp. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, yeah, I think this is okay for, like, as soon as this compiles and we get our text back. I think this is okay for now for these cells. I really like this design. I think it's really cool. And I'd love to explore some animations, like when I switch this away, maybe the bowl will like parallax away and like disappear, like a kind of like an alpha animation here, which would be really cool. But even if it's static, I think this looks really this looks fire with the wood and stuff in the background, making it look like you actually have that bowl on the table in front of you. It's really cool. Cool. Yeah, next big topic would be these cells down here, because they are not styled. Even though we do see the different dishes here, they are not styled yet. And I'm gonna try. I got a couple more minutes in me. Maybe I'll finish at like it's like almost 10 here, 10 p.m. Maybe I'll do until 10 p.m. and then I'm dipping. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I think I can live with that for now. Really cool. I like it. It's a bit weird that this is not as smooth as I would expect, but probably my my custom layout is very inefficient. I won't worry too much about it right now. Okay, so what's on the horizon for these cells? So the thing about these cells at the bottom is that they have the dish images as well, but they're like off-centered. So basically, yeah, they're offset to the point where their corners, like the shape of this cell cuts into them. And then we have a like a green circle which displays, I guess, the price. I can't really read it, but I think that's a dollar value there. And we have again some wood. It's like light wood, and I don't have that ready, so I can't immediately jump to that. But yeah, I'm happy with the progress today. Now, do I want to put in the typeface? I think I do. I think I'm gonna leave the entirety of the cells below. I'm gonna leave that in its entirety for next stream, and I'm gonna implement the typeface now. I had prepared that last time too, but I just didn't get around to it. Okay, so I have a bunch of these. So I'm gonna go over the app real quick and look how many of these I actually need. I think I want to get at least a bold, a regular, and a light. I might be able to get away with just a bold and a regular. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do that. So I will create the default font family for this is gonna be just an import away, and then r.font.poppins, which is actually the color, the typeface that the designer used. I just hope that I can use it here as well. And weight is gonna be font weight. Say this should be a like 700, I think. I forgot it. The Google font page had it, but I forgot the assignment. And regular should be, it's like 400 by default, I think. Okay. This should give us the Poppins font. I just hope that it'll look okay, because custom fonts on Android, even with Compose and with all the niceties that we get, like not being tied to a Min SDK anymore, all of that, still it's really much up to the typeface to decide if it looks good or not. Alright, you're seeing it the same instance as I do. Okay, line spacing is a thing that needs to happen. This thing that seems to have much more line spacing than Roboto does. So I don't need any padding for these cells here, for the descriptions. None at all. So this can go away. Other than that, it's fine, honestly. The text sizes are concerning. So the H1, which is used for the Explore at the top, that's too big. That's smaller in the design. So I'm gonna do 28. Oops, I'm gonna do 28. Font weight, can I do line spacing? Well, there's line height. And then text unit. I don't know. Is that like SP or? Yeah, looks like it. Okay. So this is inherit by default, and I'm not sure that that's what I want. But until I actually need to know that, it's okay. So for the H2, it's also a bit too big. So let's do 22. I don't need to cut down as hard. And then I think I have the H3 somewhere, don't I? Didn't I do that? Oh, they're used all the way down here. Okay. Okay, it's a bit too big again, but not by much. 18 will do. And then we'll go, let's go 16, 14, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, cool. I like it. So for next time, I definitely want to get some of these icons. Some of these icons here for the categories, because I'm kind of over the person icons that I'm using as a template, as a placeholder. It's got to be more white space above the popular offer selector. Yeah, I'm digging this. And I wanna... Oh, I can do that actually. I found a Stack Overflow post about this text field thing. I'm sure you've noticed that the text field on the top right is still not correct because the padding looks weird and stuff. Like this does not look right? And apparently text field is very, very hard to customize at this point. But I did find a Stack Overflow post that said that might have a lead on how to get rid of this underline, at least. So maybe I'll try that. Okay, so I do need the padding on the bottom after all. So I can't get rid of it completely. Well, let's do 8 dips. 8 dips below. Okay, and then I will... I'm not sure I have that open still. I don't think I do. Alright, here it is. So here's this guy who's like, hey, I want to style this text field to make it look like this, but it kind of doesn't work. And then he was like, okay, I can add a border to text field. And he's clipping it to a shape and then adding a border, and that is supposedly working for him. So let's try something similar for our search bar. I think it's more the clip that I want rather than the border, but I'm not sure. Where is the border? Oh, I'm looking at it right now. Okay. So, do I need the box then? Maybe not. Let's move the modifier straight in here. Okay. And that is good. And then comma. And then before I do the border, I'm gonna clip this to this shape. Okay, I think that should work. Then let's compile it and see. Alright, this is gonna be the last compilation of the day. Let's make a count. And let's also set the scene here. Ah, dang it. Okay, it's not gonna be the last compilation. Hold on. Oh. Yeah. Okay, I forgot a couple brackets. Okay, this should do now. So slow. Okay, let's try again. Okay, here's the last compilation of the day. Alright, so for some reason the space between broke, which is weird. And the padding is still weird and wrong. And the input, yeah, the input padding is still wrong. But the outline, like the underline, is gone. So that is a bit of an improvement, I gotta say. Nice. But I feel like text field really has a long way to go. It's odd. And also I lied, I want to add the box back and see. So this was not the last compilation. The last compilation is gonna come now. I want to see the space between work again. I'm gonna reinstate the box. I don't really understand why I need the box in order for the text field to move to the right side, but apparently it does. So, but yeah, other than that, this with the added padding below the description here, these cells look really crisp. I like it. Sweet. Yeah, and these things at the bottom, we're gonna take care of those next stream. Cool. Okay, yeah, it moved to the correct spot again. I don't know. It kind of beats me. Yeah, I'll look through Stack Overflow some more, trying to find more ideas on how to get rid of this text field styling, because text field seems very limited. And as soon as we have the padding removed here and we can type in here correctly, then that part should be good as well. Okay. That looks good. Right. So that's going to be it for me for today. Thank you for coming by my stream. I hope you had a good time. Happy Halloween. And I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.